I am going to beat this drum one more time because anything is possible, guys. And after the Stephon Diggs trade that landed him on the Houston Texans, it had me thinking about what the Bears could get if they trade that number 1 overall pick for a haul and not take Caleb Williams. Keep noted that the Bears were spotted at a heavy presence at Michigan, Oregon's, and LSU's Pro Day, seeing quarterback Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, and Jaden Daniels. Anything is possible. Poles is known for trading back in his drafts, as he's done both time as a general manager of the Chicago Bears. It is more likely that he'll trade back that number 9 pick, but there's still that little chance that that number 1 pick could be dealt back. The Commanders and Cliff Kingsbury, former USC offensive assistant, and Caleb Williams, former coach, were a big present at USC's Pro Day as well. And again, one more time, anything is possible. This is just speculation, but let's have some fun. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. If that number 1 trade back happens, the Bears are going to get a boatload of picks that will cover the next 3 seasons potentially. And in today's trade back, I'm going to do a trade back chain that goes through the Commanders and the Patriots, and then I'm going to do 2 one-time trades that are even bigger hauls than both of those. Now, before I begin today's show, if you are still open to the Chicago Bears trading back that number 1 overall pick and getting a haul, make sure to smash the like button on this video so we see how many true Bears fans are still out there considering, hey, I'm okay with them trading back and not getting Caleb Williams, and commenting the trade back that you would do with the number 1 overall pick. So let's just jump into it, guys. The people that are behind the Chicago Bears that could trade up is technically every single team, as the Bears have the number 1 overall pick, and there are 31 teams behind them. But what makes sense from a Caleb Williams standpoint? Going to the Commanders, the Patriots, the Titans even, the Broncos, and the Raiders. The farther you are back from number 1, though, the more that you're going to need to give up. And the Bears still need a quarterback, an edge, a defensive tackle, a wide receiver 3 to sit behind Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, and a center. And though Coleman Shelton, who we brought up as a solid signing, I want him to be a mentor for someone that can be the Bears center for years to come. So let's have some fun here, huh? Let's start with the trade back chain. That means I'm going to trade back with multiple teams using their picks to continue to trade back. And obviously, I'm going to start off with trading with the Washington Commanders. The Commanders have Cliff Kingsbury, Caleb Williams, former senior offensive assistant last year at USC, has an established relationship with Kingsbury, knows his playbook, and can kick things off in the exact right note, especially being the Commanders' offensive coordinator. The Commanders also have new ownership, including Magic Johnson, in a new era of Commanders football. And what could they get starting things off with both a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, and new ownership, the top quarterback prospect in the last 15 years. And Magic Johnson's a businessman, not just an athlete, and he knows he's going to sell millions in merch, jerseys, shirts, gear, you name it, for Caleb Williams, and he's going to make his money back very quickly in order to continue to improve that Commanders franchise. So the trade that I am doing with the Washington Commanders in this trade back situation is I'm sending the number 1 to Washington, which I'm getting the number 2, getting the Chicago Bears number 40th back, which is a second round pick, number 78, and a 25th second. Now, the Commanders know that they want Williams. The Bears know that they want Williams. Also, the Bears know that the Patriots could give up even more to trade up over the Commanders to get Caleb Williams, but the Commanders still have that 2nd overall pick. They can still have another second rounder at 34 or 36, and they get a top wide receiver to pair with Caleb Williams. So they have the number 2, a 2nd, a 3rd this year, and a 2nd next year. Let's go to the second part of this trade chain, which will be with the New England Patriots, a new coaching staff. Robert Kraft definitely wants his quarterback of the future, as the Mac Jones train did not work out. And the Bears are going to now send the Commanders' number 2 pick to the Patriots in order to move up, because other teams are going to be calling to move up to number 2 to get another guy, potentially Jaden Daniels or Drake May. And the Patriots are going to send the Bears the number 3, the number 68, and a 25 first. They move up 1 spot, but the Bears get 2 first-round picks out of it, along with a 3rd this year. That is just draft stock through the roof. And after this situation, the Bears are going to have the number 3 where they can take a guy like Jaden Daniels or Drake May, depending on who's available, getting your number 1 quarterback. But we also address that edge position at number 9 with either Jared Verse or Dallas Turner. In my opinion, Jared Verse fits this defense a lot better, but Dallas Turner is the better overall athlete, and I'd be ecstatic about either. At number 40 that you get back from the Commanders, you get defensive tackle Javonte Sweat or center Zach Frazier, and then you get your defensive tackle of the future or your center of the future. At 68, you get a guy named Xavier Legette or wide receiver Johnny Wilson. Along with pairing with 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers, you have a low-risk, high-reward guy at 68 taking a wide receiver. At 75, depending on what you did at 40, you can take defensive tackle Michael Hall Jr. out of Ohio State or center Cedric Van Pran out of Georgia at 75 to address what you didn't address at the second round, whether it was defensive tackle or center. At 78, you can get your offensive tackle depth at Blake Fisher, was one of the guys named that Chicago was working with at Notre Dame's Pro Day. Overall, a fantastic athlete. And then at 142, a guy who had a top 30 visit in Trevor Keegan, local Chicago kid, star guard at Michigan the past couple of seasons, and would overall address all the key areas of need. So quarterback done, edge done, center done, defensive tackle done, wide receiver done, and depth done. Just for trading back the number 1 pick. And you get another first next year, another second next year, which is an even more stacked draft than this year, you're saying. I know you miss out on Caleb Williams, but you address everything, and you still get a guy in Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy, that would be a number 1 overall pick in any other draft. You are getting blue chip talent no matter what. You're getting more positions. You're addressing more key areas of need to be day 1 starters, and this team would have longevity through the roof. So now I'm going to go into my single team trade backs that are going to just give me absolute king ransoms of picks. And before I get into that, guys, before I get into my single team trade backs, make sure that you get your ticket to our 2024 NFL Draft Party hosted at Rizzo's Bar and Inn outside of Wrigley Field by Freshie Organic Tequila Seltzer. This is a Bears NFL Draft Party where you're going to come and see the historic picks of 1, 9, or whatever the Bears do with either of the picks. And we're going to have guests such as other podcasters, potentially current and former players. There's going to be over 250 Bears fans there. We're going to have free Freshie Organic Tequila Seltzer while supplies last, drink deals, food deals, and more. Your ticket is a donation to a local Chicago nonprofit, College Bound Opportunities, and we would love to see you guys there. Make sure you scan the QR code that was on the screen or go to the link in the description and get your ticket today. So let's go into 2 single trade backs where I'm going to get an absolute haul. And I honestly, guys, either one of those trades that I just did before could be single trade backs. Maybe the Patriots give a little bit more, but these are the ones that are just going to set me up for years of success. And the first one's going to be with the Denver Broncos. They do not have an answer at quarterback right now. Chicago knows that, and they would have to trade a ton to get that number 1 overall pick. So Denver gets the number 1 overall pick here, but the Bears get the number 12, the number 76, a 25 first, a 25 second, a 26 first, and a 26 third. They will be competing with the Vikings, the Raiders, a bunch of other teams in order to move up, but they're going to have to give up the bag. But overall, I don't think that this is going to work out because the Raiders just have way more they can offer the Chicago Bears in order to move up. And to be 1 spot farther back, they can move up and get another second out of this. The Raiders would trade for the number 1 pick, but send the Bears a number 13, number 44, a 25 first, a 25 second, a 26 first, and a 26 third. Again, farther back to move, more you're going to have to give up, and they're giving up a second this year versus Denver's third. Same picks as the Denver package pretty much, and the Raiders are going to be a little bit more behind than the Bears or Broncos in my personal opinion. So the Bears just get an absolute haul. On top of that, they're just polishing up the roster this year, guys. They were a 7-win team last year. They won twice as many games as they won the year before. You still get a top quarterback at number 9, and this team will do unbelievable things for years to come, having 2 picks in the next 2 drafts, first round picks in the next couple of drafts, 3 seconds next year, 3 thirds the following year. This team would just be so set up for a dynasty on cheap contracts with good players for years to come. And I would love for it to happen. But in my personal opinion, I still want to do that trade back chain that I did at the beginning of this video, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts overall too. But with that, I want to hear your thoughts. Please get your draft party ticket. Would love to see you there. Like this video, obviously, if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get to 15,000, and comment your thoughts in the comment section below. Or just put an FGB down there as well. But with that, thank you as always for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.